Welcome back to Jet Recaps. Today I will show you a science fiction movie from 2002, titled Clockstoppers. The first scene begins in an airport. A man in disguise wearing a special watch on the run tries to get a ticket to Costa Rica. Unfortunately, the flight tickets are all sold out. But luckily, he sees a man going on a vacation with his family. And he convincingly buys their ticket by offering them an irresistible amount of money. But as he is about to board the plane, he discovers the absence of his watch. And he is pulled mysteriously into a van. He is then stripped off of his disguise, and he is revealed to be Dr. Doppler. Dr. Doppler is a scientist working in the Quantitech lab. He had just invented a technology still in progress called hypertime under the instructions of the NSA. Hypertime is a technology that accelerates a subject's molecules so fast that the rest of the world would seem like they are standing still. And it is inserted in a wristwatch just like the one he had on at the airport. But when the NSA realizes that this technology can be used against the USA, they order the project be stopped. However, the head of quantum tech, Henry Gates, doesn't share the same view with the NSA, as he already has plans on using it to usurp the leader of the NSA, and also to rule the world. Dr. Doppler realized that being in hypertime for too long causes to age rapidly in real time. And fearing that this may lead to his death soon, he attempts to stop working on the project by fleeing the country. However, using hypertime, Henry Gates' henchmen stop him from leaving the country. And he is now forced back to the lab to fix the aging glitch in hypertime. In the next scene, a young boy named Zach is cycling down the street. He stops at an antique store where he purchases a manual typewriter. And then he puts it on eBay for a resale at a higher price. Afterward, he rides to school, but not before taking a look at his dream car. He arrives at the class late, where the professor, Dr. Gibbs, who is also his father, is teaching them Einstein's theory of relativity. After class, Zach asks him to follow him to the car lot to co-sign for a down payment of his car. But his dad seems busy as he tells Zach that he is working on a project called Hypertime. He had earlier received a watch with Hypertime from Dr. Doppler, who turns out to be his old student, requesting his help to fix the aging glitch. An ecstatic Dr. Gibbs attempts to explain more about the usefulness of hypertime. But Zach is more concerned about buying a car than listening to his dad's ongoing project. And he is disappointed when his dad bails out on him. Zach then goes on to visit his best friend Meeker at his workplace. And he meets Francesca, a Venezuelan girl who also attends their school. He braces up to talk to her, but she seems uninterested. Later that night at home, Zach tries again to convince his dad to follow him to purchase the car. But the request is ignored again. Meanwhile, Dr. Doppler, looking older than the last time, continues to beg Grants to excuse him from the project. But Grants give him 48 hours to proffer a solution or end up dead. Scared, he begs Grants to give him more time, as he is expecting a result from Dr. Gibbs. But this infuriates Grants the more, and he attempts to retrieve the watch from Dr. Gibbs. At home, while Dr. Gibbs is away at a conference, Zach accidentally discovers the watch. And he leaves for school with the watch in his pocket. He meets Francesca for the second time and asks her for a date. Francesca agrees but insists on things done in her way, which he agrees to. He later visits her at home, and she asks him to join her in yard cleaning. After some time cleaning, Francesca goes in to make coffee. And Zach checks the time using the watch. Finding the time unreadable, he attempts to restart it. And immediately, the time stops, and everything around him freezes. Oblivious of this, he continues cleaning. And on seeing a rat thinking it is dead, he takes it to show Francesca. Immediately, the time starts again, and everything unfreezes, including the rat. Francesca gets pissed on seeing the rat and screams at Zach. Zach tries to convince her that it was dead, but she thinks Zach is goofing around. Angry, she asks him to leave. Just as she is about to push him out, Zach pushes the watch button and it stops the time again. But this time, she experiences the frozen world with him. Zach then realizes it is hypertime, the project his dad is working on. And he also realizes that the time did not stop, but they are the ones moving faster. Intrigued, they both use it to their benefit, having fun around town. And they also use it to make Meeker win a DJ competition that night. After their escapades for the day, Zach follows Francesca home. And she gives him a goodnight kiss before he leaves. On getting home, Zach finds Grants and his henchmen in search of the watch. And also using hypertime, They see him and chase after him. With the help of Dr. Doppler, unrecognizable to Zack, Zack hotwires the van and drives off with the henchman in hot pursuit. But after some time, Dr. Doppler tries to collect the watch from Zack. Unwillingly to give him the watch, they struggle, and this leads to Dr. Doppler being pushed out of the car, while the car crashes into a river with Zack in it, thus damaging the watch. Zack awakes in the hospital, and all attempts to convince the police that some bad people are after him proves abortive. However, he manages to escape Grant's henchmen in the hospital by a stroke of luck. And in a desperate bid to retrieve the watch, Grant enlists the help of the FBI, portraying Zack and his father as fugitives. With the police now on the lookout for them, Zack decides to drive to Kingston to warn his father. He enlists the help of Francesca, who willingly agree to go with him, using her car. However, Grant gets to his dad before him and they take him away. Devastated on arriving late, he and Francesca walk aimlessly down the street, and Dr. Doppler kidnaps them. But they overpower him and take him hostage. Dr. Doppler then tries to convince Zack that he is the Doppler he knows. But Zack finds it hard to believe as he now looks old and wrinkled. However, he asks him for his help to save his dad, and Dr. Doppler agrees reluctantly. Dr. Doppler then helps to fix the broken watch. And he also created guns loaded with paintballs of liquid nitrogen, which brings back anyone in hypertime to real time. Afterward, they break into the QT lab, but a scared Dr. Doppler decides to stay outside. Unfortunately, Zack and Francesca get caught inside the lab by Gates, and they are locked up with Zack's dad. Inside, Zack and his father reunite and are nearly saved when the NSA arrives to shut the QT lab down. But Gates stops them by activating hypertime. Despite his dad's objections, Zack then decides to accelerate while in hypertime to save them. And he becomes light, passing through tables and doors. They then manage to break out by blowing up the lab. But as they leave, Gates knocks Francesca out of hypertime and prepares to knock Zack and his dad too. But Dr. Doppler intervenes by shooting Grant with a paintball, returning him to real time. Now back to real time, the NSA arrives and Gates and his henchmen are arrested. And also, all the watches get confiscated. Following the arrest of Gates, Dr. Doppler decides to test the anti-aging machine he was building to reverse the effects of hypertime that had happened to him. But the machine inadvertently changes him back into a teenager. The movie comes to an end with Zack and his family together, happily, and with Zack finally getting the car he wanted. And as he speeds off with Francesca, his sister, and a teenage Doppler, it is revealed that he did not return the watch, as he goes into hypertime to evade a chasing police car. If you enjoyed this recap, kindly like and subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon. Do let us know what you think about the movie in the comments section below. Enjoy other movie explanations on our channel. Thanks for watching.